about evolution. But in order to talk about evolution, we have to actually understand the existence. So I'm going to use the Western framework, and I'm going to use something very easy as a source, right? So I just went into Gemini. You can go into any of these Gemini or search engines, but hey, if you don't want to use that, you can go to a professor, you can go to anybody and try to get them to put this into levels for you of existence. So at the base level is the atomic level. Then you have the chemical level, the cellular level, and which is kind of the same thing, like cellular level, but cells. You can see it under a microscope, etc. Some things you can't see under certain microscopes. So the tissue level, that's what we see. We can see with our naked eye this. We can see cells with microscopes. And then from there, this breaks it down to how you can see these certain things. Because Western, scientific method pretty much owns itself on a visibility, a way of counting something and proving that something exists. So it has to be manifested into this world in order for them to get it in some sort of way. Now, the other stuff that they look into, like anthropology, that stuff is crazy. You have people with whole charts of evolution, and they have never even had a complete skull of these people or any sort of skin, organs, anything. It's just random bones, and then they use their imagination to put it together. So, take what you can from that. um, anyway, the most important thing is they don't tell you that basically you still have an atomic level. So it's not like the atomic level comes from the past and then it turned into chemicals. You still have an atomic level to yourself. This is something that they don't have access to when it comes to the body. They're able to look at things through like electron microscopes, manipulations, things like that. But we have an atomic level to ourselves. And if you think about it, if you're trying to do genetic alterations and stuff and things that have to do with people coming into the world, you really want to access the atomic level because that's where the real transcription is. Now, DNA does provide the energy in order for have transcription. It explains it here. DNA for genetic blueprints, and you can edit that, and that works. But maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's the problem. Is it's not at the DNA level because in order to actually even able to do that, you have to have viability. You can go and edit certain things, and even though it's edited out, something else within that system will actually go haywire. So it's a balancing act. Now, this is an old, ancient concept of human bodies having levels, and each level is a manifestation of who you are physically. This is not new. Um, and ultimately, you really want to do is you want to look at the mechanics of the difference between someone who's transcribed into the world with genetic problems and issues manifested with what is happening on the atomic level, like what is happening on the atomic level. So anyway, that's a thought. And then we're looking at the quantum mechanics or the foundation of how this works, right? Like how does it actually get to like why do we have atoms and atoms are everywhere, but some atoms are the body and some atoms are the table. Some atoms are the computer system and some atoms is not the computer system. So now they're saying that the atoms that make up the computer system is manipulated on the physical level is going to have a same evolution and surpass the evolutionary level of a multi-dimensional being. Do they believe that's because it's pure energy? But it doesn't have any of these other levels. So what are they really trying to say? Right? One of the reasons why I created this is because it's just a very easy way to access the existence of Earth. Because people tell you about relative space, they tell you about electrons and atoms and all this other stuff, but they don't put it together. Everything is taught separately. But basically, we are multidimensional beings, And we exist at these levels because they're able to observe them. There may be other levels and dimensions to bodies, but they're not able to observe those just yet. I hope that makes sense.